our Sports Today family members. Yes, many Indian cricket team fans will be feeling the Monday blues today because India have been whitewashed for the first time in a 3-match series at home. At home. Let me reiterate that point yet again. Now, as far as the fallout is concerned, there are some very tough decisions because immediately after India were whitewashed, there was this particular image of Gautam Gambhir and AajTak both having a very intense and a very somber talk on the sidelines of the Wankhede Stadium. This is now a crisis point in Indian cricket, and you can well and truly say that after November 3, 2024, Indian cricket team is entering into a major transition phase because you got 4 senior members who are 35 plus at this point in time. Their form has not been good. Will you persist with them for yet another WTC cycle? Because Gautam Gambhir and AajTak, if you have to lip read them, jokes aside, the major question will be, what is the road ahead? Because your WTC final qualification hopes are all but over. You need to win 4-0 or 5-0. If you win under any other margin, then you are dependent on other results. This is why this 3-0 whitewash is such a major catastrophe. There is a report doing the rounds that Gautam Gambhir might be stripped of a special privilege and tough questions will be asked. You can check that video out, which will be out pretty soon. Now, as far as Virat and Rohit are concerned, there is a report doing the rounds that the BCCI had asked them to play domestic cricket. Virat, Rohit, Ashwin. All 3 of them refused because they felt that playing the Dulip Trophy is not motivating enough. At this point in time, had they played, even a lot of former stars have also stated that yes, Rohit and Virat should at least have played a bit more of domestic cricket. There was a proper 42-day window. Why couldn't they have played that? Expecting them to play a Ranji Trophy round that begins from the 6th is foolhardiness. Players who didn't play in the 42 days window, how can you expect them to play in a 6-day window prior to their departure to Australia? So that is why whether domestic cricket, if you have to maintain the sanctity of domestic cricket, then the seniors have to be on board. If they don't play, the sanctity of domestic cricket will be low. Many other people played. For example, Ishan Kishan, Shreyas Iyer, the easiest targets played. Along with Shubman Gill, Yashasvi Jaiswal, they all played a Dulip Trophy along with Rishabh Pant. Yet, their returns were quite middling. Jaiswal being the exception, but Pant was fantastic. Sarfaraz had a great domestic season prior to that, yet he failed. So, where will you put domestic cricket's importance? This major thing has come up after the end of the New Zealand series. Over to the Melbourne cricket ground in the first ODI between Pakistan and Australia. Pakistan are in big trouble because they have lost 5 wickets at the time of doing this wrap. They were 5 down, and you look at it, Babar Azam started well, but he failed for 37. Adam Zampa bowled a delivery which was superb. Pat Cummins is in a good spell, so is Mitchell Starc. On the other hand, Mohammad Rizwan is trying to bat well, so let's see how that goes on. How can Pakistan pose a total in excess of 250? But the amount of dot balls that they played showed how far behind the curve Pakistan truly is. A sensational result happened in the Brazilian Grand Prix at Interlagos. Max Verstappen, starting 17th on the grid under absolutely horrible conditions, managed to win the Brazilian Grand Prix. 19 seconds ahead of the second place. Both the Alpines managed to get second and third position. Lando Norris, his closest championship contender, managed to finish 6th. So, because of that, now whatever loss Max Verstappen had, he's now surged back and got into 62 points, the gap between the two. The unfortunate thing for their rivals, for Max Verstappen's rivals, there is only 3 races remaining. I will tell you what is the points situation regarding the F1 calendar because only 3 races remain. Las Vegas, Qatar and Abu Dhabi. But prior to the Interlagos Grand Prix, there was a very special moment in which Lewis Hamilton raced in a 1990 car that belonged to the late great Ayrton Senna. It was a tribute to Senna winning one of his Grand Prix in Brazil, the only one that he had. It was in that same car, and Brazilian fans were truly overwhelmed because Ayrton Senna indeed was the GOAT when it came to Formula One. And this was a very fitting tribute, and it was such a nostalgic moment to see those 90s F1 cars. They were truly the OG cars in that period. Not such good news when you have to look at India badminton, because Malvika Bansod has lost the high-low badminton final in straight games. Now, Malvika had become the first Indian to actually make it to the final, but unfortunately she lost in straight games to her Vietnamese opponent. Malvika is getting there. The future of India's badminton after PV Sindhu and Saina Nehwal is reliant on individuals like Malvika Bansod. But apart from that, she's managed to reach the finals, she's managed to reach the knockout stage, but she's not delivered the knockout blow. A proud moment in the under 19 World Boxing Championships, because India have ended with 4 medals, gold medals, 4 gold medals in several categories that is there. We already had seen Krisha manage to get the gold medal, now 3 others have managed to get there. So this is indeed a proud moment for world boxing, and that is why we have to appreciate these efforts. Under 19 is a different kettle of fish altogether. When they come into the international arena, that is when the real test will begin. So the fallout of what has happened in the aftermath of India's disastrous 3-0 whitewash by New Zealand is set to be the major talking point for today. I'll be doing 2 special videos on what several experts have said about India's thing and what should have been done, and now I will be doing a special video on what the BCCI is set to do with regards to Gautam Gambhir in the aftermath of this. Thank you so much folks for joining us for this video. Subscribe to Sports Today for all the latest news and analysis. Tap that bell icon so that when we go live, and don't forget to subscribe so that you know what are the news in the world of sports. Bye-bye.